The NBA regular season tips off on Tuesday, October 18th, and who better to bet alongside than Rob Vino and Akeem Profit? Rob Vino enters the season ranked number one all-time in NBA profit at WagerTalk. On the flip side, Akeem Profit is looking to replicate last season after he finished up the year picking up over 44 units in profit for his NBA clients. And right now, you can get the first 7 days of the NBA season for less than $5 per day per handicapper. For a limited time, you can get the first full week of NBA from both Rob Vino and Akeem Profit for the cost of just buying one of them. You heard right. For $69, you will get any NBA releases, including 5% best bets from Vino and Ski, from Tuesday, October 18th to Monday, October 24th, 2022. As an added bonus, the first 25 to sign up will get an additional 2 days added to their NBA access, a $100 value for free, taking you through October 26th.
Holy shit, it's the NBA season, and we are back, and I cannot believe it. Unbelievable where we are right now. Game one of what is going to be an unbelievably profitable NBA season begins this evening. And guys, I could not think of a better, well, I probably could if you give me enough time, but honestly, one of the best crews ever, the original OG NBA tip-off show in the house to start the season off the right way with the one and only Mr. Ski Profit in the house. Rob Vino here, as is the return of Tony Finn, straight off of yesterday's preview show. Gentlemen, cannot believe it. Welcome back to the NBA season. Ski, I see you, Rob, actually everyone really, the opportunity to hop on board at a great discount for the NBA season is available at WagerTalk. And I know you've been locked and loaded since June, as a matter of fact, because you know that Lakers team total, win total up and over was posted when? May 31st, Vino? When do you think he posted that shit for this year? What's going on, Ski? What's locked and loaded for us at WagerTalk?
Yeah, I've been locked and loaded for sure for a while. Even at the meet and greet, I was running around trying to set everybody on my best bet on the win total. So, last season, we picked up a little over 23 units on futures. I know on the total season, somewhere around 50 units. And I know, since November 5th of last year, which is 2 weeks after the season, the first 2 weeks were horrific. And after that, we up 92 units. So, looking to get back on track there. And happy to be back with you guys for another season.
Oh, Ken, it's so good to be back here. It feels like just yesterday, Rob Vino, Tony Finn, and Ski Profit were exchanging Laker jerseys. What's going on with you, Vino? I know you're ready to roll here as well, my man. You've been keeping tabs on the NBA. We did a draft show. We've been looking forward to this this week. So, what do you got ready for the clients over at WagerTalk.com?
Did you see the size of that shrine that Ski walked away with at the meet and greet somebody gave him? Couldn't even fit it in his car. He had to get a U-Haul to haul it out of that place. Oh, my God. Ski, I could tell you for a fact, he was running around the meet and greet trying to sell everybody on his futures, and I'm the guy who bit. So I'm in with him on one for sure. I wasn't even paying attention at that time, so I thank him for turning me on to that. We've been with Jay Money a few times over the course of the last 3 weeks, Ski and myself previewing some of these NBA teams. So we've been looking forward to it, Joe. And I think you had it right when you first started the show and said you couldn't think of a better crew. I don't know why you stopped yourself there, but you should have just gone right ahead because, Ski and I, and then you throw in Tony Finn. I don't know how it gets any better.
Little bit better. Tony Finn in the house, Rob Vino, Ski Profit. Finn, welcome back, man. We had you on yesterday. We had a few laughs. It was nice of you to rip Ski's Lakers again yesterday. I know you were looking forward to today's show. But remind the viewers what you got locked and loaded, ready to go here tonight at WagerTalk.com.
Tonight, I have taken a position in both the early and the late games. Both opening night events, first at the Garden and second somewhere way up there in the Bay Area in San Francisco, where I heard it's raining. It's raining Thompsons and Currys. I don't
Punches?
know.
It's raining. It's raining right-hand hooks. You know it, and I know it. Now, the question is, 2 games here tonight, 2 great games. We're going to break down for you here, guys. And then, of course, as the schedule kicks off tomorrow, we'll bring back our contrarian plays of the day and all the good stuff here. But let's dive into a little primer, if we can, here tonight, as I don't understand. I didn't understand this line a month ago. I don't understand it now, but here we are with the Sixers on their way, taking on the Boston Celtics. Celtics 3, at least that's what it was, 216.5. This has been creeping up here. I saw 214s earlier. Now this is 216 and a half. 7:30 Eastern Time tip here at the Boston Garden. Turmoil doesn't really begin. Just all sorts of distractions here, Ski, around this Boston team leading into the start. The one thing we have known for sure, no Robert Williams tonight. I know they're looking forward to getting him back. I don't blame them. But what do you think of this game here tonight, game number 1 between the Sixers and the Celtics?
Yeah, I have a few different opinions on this game. I don't know why the Sixers opened up as such a big of a dog. We knew for a while Robert Williams wasn't going to be playing to start the year. And maybe it's just the number, moved down because of the Udoka drama, et cetera, et cetera. But the main reason the Celtics were good last year is because their defense, and it all starts with that anchor with Robert Williams in the paint. So when he's out, their defensive rating plummets. And going up against Joel Embiid, that's a recipe for, a disaster right there. You can get away with it for some of these other small ball teams, but for him, he's going to eat you alive. So this Sixers team, you have Harden, his second year coming back, should be a little bit more comfortable. He's much more in shape. And this Sixers team is just pretty deep. I feel like they're going to be focused in this game. The last time these teams played, Celtics beat them by damn near 50 points. So I think it's time for Sixers to get a little bit of revenge here. Something that I do like from the Celtics side, I think you have to look at, we talked about Williams being out. There's going to be opportunities for rebounds. And we have to look at, in my opinion, Jason Tatum, because he's sliding to the forward position. He averaged like 8 rebounds last year. And every single game he played versus the Sixers, whether Williams was in the lineup, Williams was out of the lineup, he had 8+ rebounds. So at 7.5, even money, that seems like a bargain. And just to try to touch the game in totality, on the total, I feel like I saw an opener like a while ago when they had the games up early at 229, and I saw it get as low as 214, and I've seen a little bit of buyback now to 216 or 216.5, and I think I agree with that buyback because we're not going to expect Boston's defense to be as good without the anchor, and I think they play a little bit faster, and I'm expecting the same from the Sixers side. I think they want to get Maxey out and push the pace with Maxey when they can in a fast break, and outside of that, I don't think they'll have trouble scoring with Joel in the half court. So I think there's points to be scored here. I think the dog is the right side, and I like Jason Tatum to grab a lot of rebounds tonight.
So it's a new-look team here, Vino, for sure, right? They siphoned P.J. Tucker from my Miami Heat, just sucked him right up into Philadelphia there. But Montrezl Harrell, DeAnthony Melton, Daniel House, we got new faces. Some of the same old, but some new faces here. So were you shocked the 76ers were as big a dog as they were when this opened?
Yeah, I thought so, Joe. I mean, I took them about, I don't know, it's got to be 3.5 weeks ago now at plus 5.5. And now we're looking at it had gone as low as 2. Right now we're looking at 3. So, yeah, I mean, for the Sixers, they've been pointing toward this game for a while now. Just living in the area, I get to read and hear some thoughts from the staff and from the players. And this is a game that they're focused on. And certainly for Boston, Ski hit on all the points about them defensively without Robert Williams. We saw that last year throughout the playoffs. When Robert Williams was available, Boston was a far different team than when he was unavailable. And here, against Joel Embiid, I mean, the pool to draw from to defend him is pretty shallow. Blake Griffin and Luke Cornett. I don't know that you're going to defend him with either one of those guys. I mean, they'll try Al Horford for sure as well. But Joel could probably get any one of those three, if not all three, into foul trouble. And we know how good he is at shooting free throws. So big advantage Philadelphia there. And I would have to believe that Boston tries to play a little more up-tempo. But to your point, Joe, about the people Philadelphia brought in, they had a couple deficiencies. They weren't that strong power-wise at the four. And we discussed this a little bit last year. When you're in the Eastern Conference and you have to face Giannis, and you have to face KD, and you have to face Jason Tatum, Philly kind of had a void there trying to guard with Tobias Harris. PJ Tucker, he's even shorter than Tobias Harris, but he is tougher. That's what they were looking for, was some toughness. Harrell, tougher, looking again for some toughness against these fours. So that's an upgrade. And then, of course, they needed to shoot better off the bench. And Melton obviously fits that, as does House. So what they brought in certainly should upgrade their bench. It pushes guys back a step further on the depth chart, which is good for the Sixers. Overall, I mean, on paper, they look really, really good as one of the prime contenders here in the East. And tonight, I think that they look pretty good as a potential money line bet. So I like the Sixers, and if I had to, I would probably lean toward the over.
Ooh, all right. Well, certainly the market has gone that direction here, as we've seen the money come in towards pushing this up and over. We're back to the injury reports here. I'm wondering how long that'll take before we start seeing the 6, 7, 8, 9 point line move ski by 4:45 that we saw all last year and the year before, because it's coming. If you guys are new to the show here, new to the NBA, that 4:30 time frame, some of the biggest edges can be had there, Tony Finn. We took advantage of a lot of them last year. You did, especially as you crushed it in the association, but you've had a chance to look at this game. So how are you leaning in game one?
My two esteemed colleagues covered it pretty darn good. Without Williams, for instance.
Judge!
If you want to go,
Judge! Sorry. Get a little excited there. Sorry about that.
Judge, it's getting worse, isn't it? It's getting worse than if you're a Cleveland fan.
Woo!
And I'm on Cleveland, so let's just go ahead and I'm on Cleveland.
Talk about the Sixers.
Well, at least I backed out of releasing it, so got that going for me. But Ski said it really well. He didn't shoot you the metrics. The team's net rating is better by 10.5 points per 100 possessions when the third is on the floor, and the opposing teams, their field goal percentage, effective field goal percentage, drops almost 2.5%. Now, what do you got tonight? Al Horford, Luke Cornett, Blake Griffin, Grant Williams. They're going to go small, and which I think is a huge disadvantage when you're facing Embiid and the Sixers. And I like everything these two said about this game, and I like Maxey as well. I like Maxey to get his. If they go win, and if the Celtics happen to put the old men out there, Horford and Griffin, if they're on the court at the same time, then it's game, set, match. Sixers, they'll just run them. They'll run them to death. They'll run them to a heart attack. So I like the ball. I like the Celtics getting points tonight. Absolutely in the Garden.
Liking the Celtics get the point. Philadelphia, just under 500. Whoa. Oh, no.
Yeah. I like the Sixers getting points.
I know what he was talking about. Yeah, we know. We know where you meant there. Don't worry. I got a great parlay I'm going to run by you as well, Finn. I want to see last year, they weren't very profitable, Philadelphia. 38-41-1 over the season there against the number. The Celtics were very profitable. The market, it took them forever to catch up. 45-36-1 against the number last year. So they were a profitable team, but boy, oh boy, judging from this opening line, it looks like the market very bullish on the Celtics here, even with some of these changes. So that's game one tonight. Game two, you might have heard, the champs, They'll be hosting the LA Lakers. 7 is the number I'm seeing here with that total hovering around 225. Listen, Ski, I mean, it's game one, so let's be honest here. The Lakers season, is this fair statement? Lakers season depends on how many games LeBron and Anthony Davis play. Is that fair?
Absolutely. And absolutely. And then for this game, you hear Anthony Davis saying they want to make a statement. It's all he says. It's always cool to try to spoil the other team's ring night, opening night. And this is just a team that got embarrassed last year. So I think you're going to get a good effort. Whether they're going to win or be in a game, I at least think you're going to get a good effort. And that's something we didn't see from this LA team last year. So when I'm looking at it, you have Steve Kerr saying the Warriors starters are not ready to play 30-plus minutes. I just told you what Anthony Davis said. I just feel like you have one team that's kind of complacent and not ready yet, and another team that is embarrassed and needs to, right the ship. So I lean towards the Lakers. I know that's a shocker. And if you look at the total, Darvin Hamilton preaching defense, Lakers, last year they didn't have any bodies on the team who could play some defense. At least now they have a little bit of extra help for Anthony Davis. So that combined with the starters not playing 30 minutes, I think puts me on the under 225. So Lakers or the under if I'm playing this game. And if I'm going to play a prop bet, it has to be Anthony Davis. I feel like I don't have numbers to back it, but he's a mismatch for Golden State. And I just feel like he's been killing them since he's been in the Pelicans uniform.
Yeah, I mean, it's an injury for game one here, Rob Vino. It is interesting because we know Steve Kerr, of all coaches, realizes this is a marathon, it ain't a sprint. If he's already telling us these guys don't be expecting, what you recency bias like what you just saw a few months ago. But the reality is, could the Warriors be any more stacked? Wiseman's back. I mean, these guys are loaded. So even the fact if the starters sit, you still okay with laying points in this matter, or is it just you got to look at the Lakers here for this one?
That's a tough call, Joe. It really is a tough call because I do think that the Lakers will play motivated basketball. The question is, I think where you're going with this is, can their depth hang with the Golden State depth? I think if there was one concern about Golden State's second unit, it's that they haven't had a lot of time together. Remember, James Wiseman was out the entire season last year. DiVincenzo is new to the second unit group. Jordan Poole probably takes the lead of those five guys, and then Moses Moody and Kuminga had a lot of minutes last year. So they're young, they're athletic. Are they cohesive or not yet? I'm not so sure. Lakers' depth obviously going to be tested here without Dennis Schroeder in the game. I think from the Lakers' standpoint, something I'm interested in when I watch this game tonight is how valuable the acquisition of Lonnie Walker IV is going to be for the LA Lakers, because it seems to me they're asking an awful lot out of him. They have a lot of small guards, and against bigger guards, Walker is going to be asked to defend these guys across the Western Conference. And so you want to look at him from a defensive angle. And then, we all know that the Lakers couldn't shoot straight last year. And the top 6 3-point shooters from last year's team are all gone. None of them are on the team anymore. They've replaced them with guys, but those guys are really no better than what they let go of, except for Lonnie Walker, who shoots over 40% for his career from 3. So you're asking him to be one of your better 3-point shooters. You're asking him to defend the better wings in the Western Conference. It's a lot for one guy who wasn't even a starter on the San Antonio Spurs. We'll see. I think he's capable, but I'm interested to see how he goes here. I agree with Ski a little bit that where the total is concerned, Steve Kerr did tell us he's going to rely on his depth. It'll be about 2.5 weeks before you see his starters ready to go 30 minutes. So the less Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and company are on the floor, the less point damage they can do. And for the Lakers, would you believe me if I told you that there was even a quote from Russell Westbrook, who said that he will buy in and play more defense this year? Darvin Ham is a guy who, from his days at Texas Tech all the way through to the NBA, it just lived on guts and determination and energy, and that's the kind of coach he is. And that's ever since the first day of training camp, it's what he preached to his team, defense. So we'll see. I think that they'll come out with that sort of attitude here, and hopefully things will change for the Lakers where that's concerned, because they were a sieve defensively last year. I think 225 might be a bit too high price, so I would probably look under.
All right, looking, maybe we should, curb expectations here of a big shootout here, Tony Finn. What do you think, though? Side, total, how are you approaching this one?
For me, early on in the NBA, there's a couple big, large variables, important variables. They weigh heavily, in my assessment. And Rob covered that, and so did Ski. Depth is pretty important early on. These guys don't, unless they're crazy, stupid, and don't have wives, families, or a brain cell, they're not coming into. They don't get in shape when they play these 5 exhibition games, whatever the heck it is, or in camp. They work themselves into shape, and that's where the depth comes in early. If you have plus minutes, you have plus players in your second rotation, and they're going to give you plus minutes on the court and be able to rest the first 5, then it's basically it's just conducive to scoring more points than your opponent, having more energy at the end of the game than your opponent, and still using your legs to play defense instead of your hands. And in this case, it's funny. In this case, there is a lot of depth. It's funny is when I looked at the injury report here, right off the bat, Davis, game time decision. James, game time decision. Westbrook, game time decision. Brown, Bryant, Schrader, game time decision. And then I think we all know that it's going to be James, Davis, Lonnie Walker, as Rob suggested, it's at the shooting 4 spot, Austin Reeves, and Beverly, right? Which is I'm not sold on that lineup unless they're really going to be good defensively. And I think everyone would agree with that. But that's not the case with the Warriors. I mean, they're good defensively because of a couple of reasons. Is Steph Curry going to be the same player he was last year, guys? One of the reasons this team, for the most part, wasn't even considered a playoff team last year by a lot of pundits and experts and guys and ladies that do what we do. That lineup of Curry, Thompson, Wiggins, Green, and Looney during the playoffs outscored opponents by 17.1 points per 100 possessions. And those 5 never took 1 minute, never played 1 minute together in the regular season on the court together. What are you going to see tonight? You're going to see Curry, Thompson, Wiggins, Green, Looney starting. That's not that same 5 I just mentioned. Second rotation with a pool party. Going to be kind of fun to watch, I think. And I think the number's right. Would you guys agree with me on this? If Curry is the player he was last year, if he can do what he did last year, at some point in time, he's got to be, sliding down the backside of his career like the rest of the Lakers, James, LeBron, and such. Are they better than they were last year? That's my question. Because the market's saying it's either they're saying LeBron and Davis aren't going to be at 100%, or this line wouldn't have gone to -7. It's the Lakers, for God's sakes.
Well, it is the Lakers, but ironically enough, if there were a contrarian play of the day here today, it would be on the Lakers, big time here, because you know where the public rolling, where the public hanging here tonight. They're hanging with the champs. Oh man, maybe it's good we don't have a contrarian play of the day, because the Lakers.
Joe trying to tempt me.
I'm just saying, the Lakers are in like Flynn here, babe, for a contrarian side. But again, 2 games here, guys. A lot of different ways to approach these games. Prop sides, total halves. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I already bet the third quarter for Golden State. Is there any reason not to, guys, right? I mean, you might as well, at home, just back the Golden State Warriors in the third quarter. But we will go around the horn quick and see if maybe there is a play these guys like a little bit more than the rest. Whether it be a prop, whether it be anything else, we'll get them a little acclimated back to the 60-second clock, up and ready to roll. And Ski, you starting us off here. I hope somebody plays better defense than the Yankees just did. Go ahead, Ski. 60 seconds on the clock. Where are you going here tonight? Holy good God.
Hey, I don't know if I have 60 seconds worth for today, but I've been doing pretty well in baseball. I'm 10-3 in the MLB playoffs, so I'll share a couple of those with my NBA best bet. And they're going to be props. I'm on Wheeler and Darvish. Their strikeout props, 4.5 and 5.5. And if you probably can tell, I like the first 5 under. For my best bet for the NBA show, I'm gonna go with the prop as well. It's really hard for me to see Tatum not getting 8 rebounds. Power forward position, they don't have that many bigs to rely on. Even if we think both teams are going to be rusty, that's only going to be more rebounds. In the 2 preseason games that he played, none of them he played 30 minutes. He got 8 rebounds in 2 out of the 3. So it's just very hard for me to see him not get 8. He's done it the 4 times last year versus Sixers. He does it again tonight. Tatum over 7.5 rebounds at plus 100.
Boom. Love it. Look at that. And he nailed it, too, right there. Love it. We're still working on a new buzzer. We got a couple of new wrinkles this year. Wait till you get a load of this. We got all sorts of good stuff coming up. So, Rob Vino, you got it, man. 60 seconds on the clock. What are you looking at here tonight?
This first show does remind me that I have to go through a few things before I come on, Joe. And that one of them is listening to Tony Finn. I have to make sure I go through my cleaning the glass metrics before I come on this show so I can get all my numbers correct. I would say I'll go prop as well, but I'll go back to Joel Embiid. I really don't know how Boston's going to defend him tonight. His PRA is 42.5, which toward the end of last season, it was just routine to see 47.5 with this guy. 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists out of Embiid to me seems very, very doable against the trio that's likely to be up against him. If he gets his share of free throws, let's say he gets to the line 11, 12 times, which again I think is pretty reasonable. He should have the points. He should have the glass, few assists here or there. I don't know that PJ Tucker enters the lineup to take points away from this guy or rebounds for that matter. So I'm going to go that route. I'll go Joel Embiid, points, rebounds, assists, minus 105 over 42.5, and the buzzer should go now, Robert Harris.
Who in the hell is hitting the buzzer, man? I didn't even think we had a buzzer. Robert can't even figure out what he's doing here, man. He's still going nuts there. All right.
I was about to hit that 0 right on the mark.
We are sorry. And you didn't even say anything bad about the Houston Rockets, and your ass got buzzed early. Unbelievable. We're still working the kinks out, guys, so hang with us. Tony Finn. What is going on? 60 seconds. You know how it works. Let's go, man. What you got for us tonight?
Well, let me bring up my time clock here. My time clock runs a little slower than usual. What I got tonight is I have both NBA games, a position in both NBA games. And if you buy both, I haven't added them yet, but I got some props I'm going to toss in. So that and by close of business, I'll have all my college, all my NFL up. I like them early, and I'm 4-0 NBA, 4-0 college football, big plays, big tickets. Here's what you're going to do. Celtics going to basically the Celtics going to sag a little bit defensively. They're going to play small, but they're going to sag defensively. I like Harden and Maxey both to score 20 points. The return on that, what did I put in there? I think it was 380, plus 380 or plus 320. So I'm going to go with a prop that pays a little return, gives you a little return on investment. Maxey, Harden, 20 points each. 320 plus 320. Best bet.
Oh, works. Love it. Yeah, you get, I think, Embiid over 5.5 threes, too, at minus 120. Not a bad look.
Here we go.
Here we go, damn it. One more time, Ski Profit. Jason Tatum going up and over those 7.5 boards here at even money. Rob Vino. He likes Embiid, man. The PRA often running 42.5. Big game for him. While Tony Finn, he's mixing and matching here, guys. Maxey and Harden, 20 or more each in this game. Nice number at plus 320. I might even throw maybe a Harden double-double. Yes, in this matchup could very well take place. Especially, I think he's going to have a pretty big assist night as well there. And don't forget. You heard these guys tell you there right at the beginning. Now's the time to hop on board, guys. Take advantage of the amazing deals with Rob Dino and Ski, of course, together, the package you can get with them. Tony Finn just told you he's got 2 right now ready to go in these games. Plus, he's got a whole lot of extra props that he's thrown in. Hop on over to WagerTalk.com, guys. Take advantage of the NBA season. Started off with a couple of wins here tonight. Start building that bankroll because we are off and running with the NBA Tip-Off Show. It is back, and we want to thank you so much for hanging. Make sure you hit the bell. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and make sure you come back and join us again tomorrow. We got a couple of new wrinkles, some new segments, and a whole lot of knowledge and winning tickets. So on behalf of Vino, Tony Finn, and Ski Profit, the OG crew, guys, we appreciate your time. Best of luck with the plays tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good luck.
Opening night of the NBA season is close. It's Tuesday, October 18th. Do you think the Golden State Warriors can repeat? To celebrate the start of the season, we are offering you a 7-day NBA package for only $49. Yes, that's only $7 a day, and it will be valid through Sunday, October 23rd at both WagerTalk and Sports Memo. There is no limit to the number of handicappers that you can get. Just head to your favorite capper's homepage.